I had just found about copywriting, so I signed up to as many newsletters as possible because people told me that if you want to learn how to write copy, you gotta read good copy. And that's what I did. I signed up to newsletters, and all these gurus were promoting these courses, and they were like, okay, if you buy my course, I'm gonna show you how to make 10K a month in 90 days. And it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or not. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna give you copy and paste templates. I'm gonna give you business owners. I'm gonna connect you to business owners. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And I was like, yeah, this shit is gonna work. This shit is really good. And what I want to say is that if you ever hear somebody say this, you fucking gotta run away. You gotta run away from them. Because if you're a beginner, you cannot make 10K a month in 90 days. And I know I may be destroying your dreams right now. And I know that I might set your goals. I might have destroyed your goals right now with a sledgehammer. But it's the truth. I don't want to lie to you. And maybe you click off this video by that point. If you click off this video, goodbye. If you haven't, and you're still here, I know you're serious. Because most people, the truth is, whenever they hear something bad or whenever they hear something that's not what they want to hear, they get away from it. But if you're here, it means you're serious. And I like that. I love having you here. And the thing is that all these gurus will tell this stuff that you can make all this money in 90 days, 6 months, 9 months, whatever. Most of them are lying. And the reason why is because they want to sell you their course. Okay? So, I feel like you should get away from them. That's what I did. I was following all this guru advice. Do this, do this, do this, do this. And as long as I was following the advice that were telling me, I was never getting any results. I was never landing any clients. And it wasn't until that I broke free from that spell that I reached 2K, 5K, 10K a month. That's what I did. And believe it or not, it didn't take me 6 months to reach 10K a month. Bro, oh my god. I just remember that I was watching this interview on YouTube, and this was this fake scammer guru who doesn't even do copywriting anymore, and he said, I closed my first $2,000 client in my first 21 days, and that's how I got out of the army, whatever he said, I don't remember, and I did this and this and this in 21 days, and I would be left homeless if I hadn't landed that client. Bro, this is garbage. Nobody lands a client, and 1K client in 21 days of doing copywriting. Nobody does that. And for me, it didn't take me 3 months. It didn't take me 6 months. It didn't take me 9 months. It actually took me 1 year and 4 months to reach 10K a month. And maybe I could have done this faster. Was it? I think it was a bit faster. I don't know if it was 1 year and 3 months or 4 months. I don't remember. But it wasn't all this sunshine and rainbows that people tell you. And it makes sense, man. It makes sense. You need to learn a whole skill. You don't need to learn one skill. You need to learn a lot of skills to become a good copywriter. You need to learn copywriting, number 1, which is your main skill. You need to learn DM setting, which is talking to business owners on Instagram, whatever, and getting on a call with them. Then it's sales calls. You need to learn how to do sales calls. Then you need to have some personal branding experience. That's how you build your personal brand, and that's something I show my students in the mentorship, and that's why they're getting results. And you need to learn a lot of skills. You need to learn 4 skills. There are 4 skills you need to learn to reach 10K a month. And it doesn't happen overnight. It's like telling me you can become an MMA fighter and learn 4 different martial arts within 3 months. Can you do that? No! Can you go from ultra beginner to kind of starting to go to intermediate? Maybe. I don't even think you can become an intermediate in 3 months. In 3 months, you're still a beginner. 6 months in, you're still a beginner. It's after that, these 6 to 9 months, that you start becoming intermediate. And after 1 year, you start becoming advanced. And you start becoming a 6 to 7 out of 10 copywriter. That's what I've realized. And I've coached a lot of people. I was in some communities, I was doing some coaching calls for them. I was helping them get clients. I have my own mentorship where I'm helping copywriters make 4 figures a month, working just a few hours a day. And I know this from experience. It takes around 6 to 9 months to become an intermediate. And around 1 year and something until we start landing super, super premium clients. Maybe it can happen faster. If you have the right guidance, it can happen faster. But the problem with me was I didn't have any guidance when I was starting out. So I had to figure everything out myself. I was just buying all these, overly saturated courses where they promise the moon and give you fucking nothing. And that's why I wasn't getting any results. If I had a mentor sooner, because once I got my first mentor, I reached 10K a month within 2 months. It was 2 months. It took me 2 months. I closed my first $2,000 project within 1 week of getting my mentor. And that's why I accelerated my journey. Now, if I had found my mentor in my first 6 months, could I have reached 10K in 9 months? Maybe, I don't know. I haven't done this. I don't know, I can't tell you. That's what I think. But yeah. And people get discouraged very easily. That's what I've realized. And I want to share with you an analogy from a tree that I read a while ago. I think it was in the beginning. It was in the beginning stage of my career, and that's something I always remembered. I always got back to when I was feeling like quitting, and I always feel like giving up. I always felt this, but something kept me. I don't know what it was, but something kept me in the game and kept me from quitting. And now, look at me now. So the analogy I wanted to give you is about a bamboo tree in China. So there's this bamboo tree that you plant it, and for the first 1 year, you don't see any growth. For the second year, you don't see any growth. For the third year and the fourth year, you still don't see any growth. And in the fifth year, the tree grows by 50 meters within a few weeks. Isn't that crazy? For copywriting, this means that you could be outreaching every single day for years, which it's not going to take years, of course. But you outreach for years, you don't see any results, and then at the last year, in the fifth year, you land 5 clients, for example, for 5K a month, and you're $25,000 a month out of nothing, out of thin air. And that's what happens when you stay consistent and you don't give up, because there's something called invincible progress. While you might not be seeing any progress right now, underneath the ground, you're building something. Take a house, for example. You don't snap your fingers or something and the house is there. You need to do the building. You need to do, I don't know about construction, but you get what I mean. You start building the walls, the windows, the roof, the floor, and slowly but surely, it becomes a house and it starts looking like a house. The best house in the world didn't happen like this. There was a process. There was the invincible progress that had to come. The only difference is that with you may not be seeing any progress right now, and the progress isn't really visual. When you're building a house, the progress is visual, of course, but now it's not really visual. But think about it in a different way. Have you started getting more, I don't know, let's say you were struggling to get into prospects inboxes. Are you getting into more people's inboxes? That's improvement. Are you getting more replies? That's improvement. Are you writing copy faster? Are you writing better copy? Are you getting, I don't know, are you meeting different people? Are you investing in yourself and getting coaches and they're telling you what to do? That's all improvement. That's what I want you to do is something I didn't do when I was a beginner. I want you to start appreciating. The little things, the little improvements. That's what I want you to do. It's something I never did, and I feel like this is why last year was one of the worst years in my life. It was one of the worst years in my life in a good way, though, because I made a lot of progress. I learned skills that I never knew. I never even knew what copywriting was in 2022. I didn't even know what it was. And in 2024, the beginning stages of I started copywriting late 2022, and now that I'm in 2024, I'm making 10K a month. Isn't that crazy? If I had to go to college, I would be making that money I would never make that money, actually. If I went to college, I would never make that money. Only if I became a doctor, which I wouldn't, of course. I don't like this stuff. So yeah, this is what I want to leave you with. If you found this valuable, like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you.